Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Doing another post-movie thoughts episode, and tonight I'm going to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So just before I go inside, I'll just give my quick thoughts on Sonic as a character and movies as well. I like Sonic. I'm not like a super fan though. I've only played a few of his games. I really only like when it's like the classic 2D style, like that recent one, Sonic Superstars. That was really good. But yeah, unlike Mario, where I'm pretty much always going to get the next Mario game that comes out. If I hear that there's a new Sonic game, I usually, have to look at it to see if I really want it. But, I think the character's pretty cool, and, when the games are good, it is very good. And, I've only seen like a little bit of like the TV shows and stuff. But yeah, he's a good character. And as for the movies, I really like them. And I didn't see them in theaters because I think the pandemic was starting around that time. But yeah, the first movie, I thought was really good. Well, first of all, the fact that the people who were making it were willing to listen to the audience and change the design, because we all remember that horrible original design, especially if you saw the Rescue Rangers movie. But yeah, we've seen this sort of thing a lot of times, many times, where a character from a fictional world will come to the real world and they befriend a human, and the focus is mainly on the human character, but this time around, they managed to, the human's still there, but the focus is still kept mostly on Sonic. And yeah, in fact, actually, the directors were brought in to help out with the 2021 Tom and Jerry movie, and they said pretty much the same thing. That's, well, you have to keep the movie about Tom and Jerry. If it's about anything else, it's not going to work. And apparently that wasn't what they wanted to hear, so they got kicked out. But yeah, the second movie, pretty much the same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of Tails or Knuckles as characters, but yeah, they work fine in here. So with this new movie, I was debating on seeing it for one reason, and one reason alone, and if you know me in real life, you know what that is. It's I freaking love Jim Carrey. He is one of the funniest people in the world to me. And I really like him as Dr. Robotnik in these movies. If I was to compare it to any of his characters, it's sort of like if Ace Ventura was a bad guy. But yeah, he's just so great. So I was really bummed out to hear that he was retiring last year, but he's coming out of retirement, at least just for this. And not only that, but he's doing double duty, which I think is a first for him, actually. He's playing Robotnik and Robotnik's father, which should be good. So yeah, I will let you know. Okay, I just got out of the theater, and before I start, I just want to apologize if you hear any background noise, because last time I did this for Garfield, it was like late spring, early summer, so I was able to do it with the car off and, be able to manage sitting in there for a while. But since this is coming out in late December, it is currently 23 degrees outside, and that's Fahrenheit, in case you're watching this outside of the States. So yeah, I have to have the heat on and the engine running. So yeah, I just got done, and I was actually wrong before. Jim Carrey's not playing Robotnik's father, it's actually his granddad. And yeah, the plot is that Robotnik's grandfather frees Shadow the Hedgehog from the prison he's in, and two, along with Robotnik, have a plan to get revenge on the organization that shut them down and imprisoned them. And Sonic and his friends have to go after him. And I think this might be my favorite of the movies. Yeah, this one. So even though I said before that the other movies, the focus is mostly on Sonic, they do still have a subplot with the human characters, Tom and Maddie. And they're in this, but they don't have a subplot. They're just there to help Sonic and his friends. And yeah, the focus of the movie is on its action and its comedy, and it's kind of the same reason why I like Deadpool and Wolverine, although this isn't quite as good as that. So first of all, this movie explains who Shadow is, which is good for me because, like I said, I'm not super familiar with all Sonic games, so I didn't quite know who Shadow was before this. I mean, granted, these movies don't follow the games exactly with their stories, and there is a part of his backstory here that I know is not from any Sonic game, but yeah, I didn't know who he was in his relationship to Sonic. But yeah, so that was helpful for me. Yeah, unlike the Mario movie, which, like, if somehow you've never played a Mario game before, you're gonna be totally lost with that, because, you know, they waste no time with just telling the story and not explaining stuff. But yeah, and yeah, I'm not just saying this because as I said, I love Jim Carrey, but the scenes with Robotnik and his granddad are easily the best scenes in the movie. Yeah, there's a sequence where they're family bonding with like stuff that, you know, a kid would do with his granddad, but it's all like VR simulations. And I don't know what this movie is, but I've seen referenced so many times, but you know, what's the movie where somebody has to dance through laser beams? Because there's a sequence here where the two, you know, they're wearing these suits that deflect deadly laser beams they have to get through, so they figured they might as well dance. Oh, that got me so good. And also, something else I liked about this is actually the lack of something. The annoying sister-in-law is not in this movie. Technically, there is a scene where Maddie, the wife of James Marsden's character Tom, they're both wearing these things where they tap their neck and then they get like a holographic disguise. So the actress that plays the sister-in-law comes back, but, you know, it's technically, you know, Maddie in disguise as her, which is good for me because I don't know if I'm alone in this. I hate that character. She's just so annoying. And, like, why do we have to have, you know, the sister-in-law who doesn't approve of the husband in a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, guys? Come on. But, yeah, I don't want to give too much away because this movie did just come out. But, yeah, you know, the stuff that you love from the other movies is here. Sonic is great. You know, Knuckles doesn't understand a lot of, you know, modern day stuff. Although there's a few things. There's a very funny joke where apparently he got scared from watching the Casper movie. Yeah, and also that is the one thing that, you know, like the other movies, Sonic makes a bunch of, you know, pop culture references. And, you know, some are funny, like, you know, there's a scene where Tails is mistaken as a Pikachu. But, yeah, there's other stuff, like, Sonic just randomly references Back to the Future. Okay. And, yeah, but really my only complaint was that, there's a sequence where Robotnik is forced to team up with Sonic, and it kind of, you know, ends pretty quickly because when he, that's when he discovers his grandfather. And, yeah, they, you know, Sonic and Robotnik being forced to work together, they could have, you know, done a lot of funny stuff with that, but, you know, yeah, given the choice between Robotnik being forced to help Sonic and having a second Jim Carrey be like, you know, a family figure to Robotnik, I'd go with that. So, yeah. So, overall, yeah, I really like this one. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, I guess. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Have you seen it, or are you going to see it? Well, you know, even if you don't see it, kind of doesn't matter because maybe you heard the news, they're already making a fourth one. So, and yeah, not to give anything away, but like the other movies, there's a post-credit scene that does indicate what's going to happen in the fourth one. But yeah, so, hope you like this video, and yeah, I will see you in the next one, and also the new year.